Welcome to another episode of She Prints Africa. And this is a special edition because we are joined by INKISH TV, and Jean Lloyd has been at the concept of women in print. She was part of the people that really brought this event to life, I believe. Jean, thank you so much for joining She Prints Africa.
Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here, as usually is when it comes to giving back and talking about this industry and advancing and helping women. So exciting times.
Absolutely. This program is about inspiring and empowering women. So you're doing exactly that. Jean, your career has spanned from transformative roles in digital print technology. In your view, what are the most exciting innovations shaping the print and packaging sector right now? And how can women in print position themselves in these developments?
So to be fair, I suppose a very specialized part of the industry where it's, if let's call it the latest technology on inkjet digital technology. And it's still pretty new in South Africa. So by saying that, I think that obviously opens up huge opportunities for women because the technology is only coming here now. I spent the last sort of 20 years in different countries, launching it in different countries and that. The big things and the big buzz at the moment is all about automation, sustainability, which affects every single one of us in every part of our lives, and then smart data integration. And there's a lot of women that have taken lead roles in a lot of these this different technology that's all new and exciting in, let's call it, South Africa. And a lot of women have taken lead roles in other countries. And to me, it's a huge opportunity for women to do the same here. There's a lot of AI-driven workflow. There's embellishments. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. It's not just about putting ink on paper. There's so many different areas to it, and you can become a specialist in any one of those. And saying that, I think for me, you need to learn the technology to get into the space and to get into the digital inkjet side of business. It's you need to understand how these innovations work and what they actually do. You need to connect the tech to the business outcome, know how these tools improve efficiency and reduce costs. What are they going to do for your business? Because I think at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants to know. And you need to lead from the front. Be the ones introducing, implementing, training on this technology. And, to me, that's where women can take a strong lead because, as I said, it's very, very new in South Africa. And, if women are going to start taking the lead with a lot of this, they can drive it. They can make it happen in this country, and they can be the ones that are actually driving these divisions in various companies, be it their own businesses or be it working for a manufacturer, be it at the print company where you're actually rolling this out to brands. There's lots and lots of opportunity for women now to step up and actually take the lead with us, which I think is so exciting.
Indeed, it is exciting. And you've been at it for 27 years.
I have. I've been fortunate enough where this, everybody goes, is there a future in print? Is it exciting? I mean, I've lived and moved around various countries with my job. And I've lived in various countries. I've I think, visited probably about 60, 70 of them and introduced this technology into various countries. I think there's huge opportunity for women to step out there, show their space. And I think in this country right now, the industry is craving woman to take the lead and actually stand out in this space. So absolutely.
Absolutely. So 27 years and still print is still going. One of the objectives, you've moved from advising OEMs and brand owners to becoming a storyteller and content creator, which are buzzwords in the industry. How does this convergence look like between strategy and narrative building, and especially for women-led businesses?
So, I mean, you're right. In my career, I've helped equipment manufacturers bring the technology to life. I've introduced it to brands. But one thing that I did realize, while strategy actually drives results, it's visibility and communication that drive awareness as well as the buy-in and the growth, because that's what it's all about. People want to know how it's going to help them grow, what do they do? How do they do it? And to me, you need to get people's buy-in. So those are the big things. So I think, with my move to INKISH, it was about using the industry knowledge that I had to spotlight the people and innovations shaping this sector. And it's not about polished marketing as such. It's about sharing insights and lessons and leadership journeys that you can share with others and that I can bring to the table. And, what are people doing in other countries? How do we bring it here and make it happen here? So for me, I'm in a very exciting position. And I think, businesses need to be a lot more open to sharing, what they do and their successes. And I find, if you are, let's say, in European countries, people are open to do that if you're taking the ideas back to, let's say, South Africa or somewhere far away from them where you're not going to be competing with them. But, I think people have become a lot more open. And there's so much on social media where people share what it is they do. So, share insights, share lessons, and, you can learn from that. That's the big thing. So I think, if you are in this industry and you are a woman in print or wanting to step, let's say, into the space, social media is so powerful. There's so much on there, and you can learn so much of what people are doing globally. As I say, we're a bit behind in this country, but there's so much knowledge online that you can really become an expert in this country in no time.
That's some sound advice. You can be an expert in no time, especially using the tools that you have. The visual communication and storytelling is important, especially in this day and age. So one of the core objectives of Women in Print series is to increase that visibility, especially amongst women leaders across the continent. What role does visibility help in breaking barriers, and how can platforms further bridge, like Women in Print, further bridge that gap?
So I think, visibility is not a luxury. It's a lever, and it shifts the mindset, and it opens up doors and redefines what leadership actually looks like. When women are seen in powerful positions and powerful roles, it challenges the norms and expands what's possible for others. And I know even to this day, I walk into print shops, and there's some in South Africa where there's a young 32-year-old gorgeous lady running this business of 400 people, and not because her daddy bought it, but because she worked hard to actually get there. And, I think those kind of examples that are happening, and they just get to show people what's possible. And there's quite a few women in great leadership roles in this country that worked so hard to get there. And I think with the platforms like She Print Africa, that'll provide a stage and the spotlight. But I think, we've got to remember that the real power lies within what we're actually going to do with it. We need to show up. We need to speak out, and we need to share stories that not only celebrate our achievements, but also highlight the work that still needs to be done, because we've still got a lot of work to do. Visibility leads to access, and access leads to equity. But I just want to quickly share a story about one of the ladies that was involved with the Woman in Print from day one. And we had a panel, and we asked her we wanted to interview her on the panel. And I think she lived in Carmets for about 2 weeks before the event, and she was having a breakdown because she had to stand on the stage and talk to people, talk to women about these accomplishments. And it's now, 3 years, 4 years later, and now she's a speaker at so many events telling people what you can do with the technology that she actually sells. But about a month or two ago, I was filming on their site, and she actually won a prize, a global prize for coming fourth globally of top salesperson in selling industrial inkjet presses. And she was whispering to me, telling me that she'd won this prize, and she came fourth globally. And I was like, she's standing on the roof of this building, shouting that out and bragging about it and owning that. And if it was a man, he would be doing that. It would have been in all the magazines. It would have been everywhere. So I had my camera guy on site, and we did. I did an interview with her then and then, and I had to do it in Afrikaans, which I haven't spoken in 25 years or something, but it went well. But, to put her in the spotlight, because that's the thing. Women are there's a lot of accomplishments. There's a lot of women that are successful, but they're very low-key, low-profile, and they don't like to scream about it. And to me, we need to step up and own it, especially our achievements. And it's not just about giving ourselves a pat on the back, but there's a younger generation and a lot of other women that look at that and go, wow, if she can do it, that gives me hope. I can do that too. So I think we definitely need to step out there and own that. And that's, to me, I always say that to all the ladies, because I've got a few of them under my wing that I try and assist. But we've got to speak about our successes and our achievements, for sure.
Speaking of you having women under your wing that you're mentoring, what do you believe are the critical gaps in mentorship today?
I think some of it's very clear, and sadly, there aren't many women in this industry. Clearly, there aren't. And there's a lot more than in my day, and I've got to say that fairly. I tell you, I wish I could have started over in today's times, but still, I feel that the women don't have access to a lot of the people that have actually set the road before them, or that can assist them. They're not in those meetings. They aren't, they don't always have the tools, and they don't always have somebody guiding them. And that's why I really believe in what ShePrint is going to be doing, because I think we can take women on such a journey, because there's so much, we've got such talent in this country, and but they need help, they need guidance, they need they need emotional support, they need a lot of engagement, they need to the mentorship that combines skills development and emotional support, as I mentioned, that is key. Strategic guidance. And I think, you'll see a whole nother level coming through in the next year or two if we're going to be bringing these things to the table, because, to the women that are entering the industry, I'm going to say things like learn the technology, understand, what it is. You're coming into print, understand how does it make people money? How can they take that and not just about, if you're selling it, yes, how people are going to make money from that. But if you're going to be promoting it and pushing the technology, what do people need to do? How successful, how this can make their business a success. So understand the business models and ask questions, ask lots of them, so that you get great tools to be able to go and drive this forward. It's not just because you're going to be a female coming into this industry that people are going to give you a break. You're probably going to get a tougher time because you're stepping on your male counterparts' toes because this is an industry they've controlled. So find mentors who will challenge you, and don't be afraid to fail forward because that's going to come. You're going to fall, and you're going to fall a few times. Pick yourself up, take it as a learning experience, and keep going. Because I'm not going to lie, it wasn't easy. It's tough, but I think with the tools and what the Federation's putting in place now, what a great time to be alive! What a great time to be in South Africa! What a great time to be in print, because the support is there from government, from the Federation, and from lots of women who actually at this point in time in their lives, I'm one of them, who are there wanting to give back. So take advantage of that.
Take advantage of that. Young women out there, I hope you are listening to this advice, because it's about taking that space, looking for that opportunity, making sure you understand what is out there so you know what to ask. So that's some sound advice, and thank you so much for that, Jean. So let's delve into the technical part of things. There is industrial inkjet and digital print technologies. I have no idea what that means.
You can put it all in one almost, but the industrial side is probably, to keep it simple, it's probably the bigger presses, the bigger hungry beasts that have come to market, and it's all of them print digitally. So it is all about digital print. It's just you've got big hungry beasts that print, and then you've got smaller boxes that print, but it's still all about digital print, and it's what you're going to go. It's different size presses, if you want to call it that. And I always look at a press and I go, the press is a marketing tool. It's a marketing tool that it's what you're going to go and do with that press that becomes your key differentiator. So that to me is always something I speak about because I believe in it. And whatever it is you're selling or buying, that's all you got to think about. What am I investing in? And it's a marketing tool to be able to do X, Y, Z. So, when we talk industrial inkjet, it gets a bit more complicated, but it's normally around the volume, higher volume presses that are out there in the market. Does that make sense?
So it does make sense, because there are big machines for the bigger press or the bigger print size, I suppose.
It's for volume. It's very much volume related.
Volume related. Okay. Thank you so much for, I learned something today. And thank you. So, we've got all this machinery that exists, and you have discussed that it's only just being realized, especially in South Africa, especially in Africa. How do we then commit ourselves to getting that machinery across the continent, especially in, women-led businesses, or actually all types of businesses, so that we can create a manufacturing and production capacity within this continent?
I know the Federation are looking at all kinds of ways to assist. Sadly, yesterday I found out there's probably only about 5 print companies in South Africa that are run by women. And I don't do much in South Africa up until sort of recently, and I find that heartbreaking, considering there are so many print shops. And I've met such impressive women that are in this industry, and that says a lot, and they don't necessarily own those print shops, but they're running very much successful business. But I think, that's again where all the training comes in. We need to be putting things in place that make it a little bit easier for women to actually get into this. We need to make it a lot easier for women to get into this by opening up doors, by looking at finance, by educating them, by, I think the Federation plays a big part. And we've made huge inroads with government, taking the woman in print very seriously. And how are we going to support women that want to take that step and get involved in this business and invest in a digital printing company? But it's all about education. It's all about training, and it's upskilling. So I think, it's a good start what we're doing now with the new programs that are being put into place, because it just takes it to another level and helps women take a step, I'd say, in the right direction.
Thank you so much, Jean, for your insights. Would you like to add anything or advice any future female leaders or any young women aspiring to be in print?
It's a great industry to be in, and I'm not going to lie. It's served me very, very well. It's been fantastic. I've seen the world, in the Printing Federation. If you work hard, you put all the time and effort in, and I think that's the thing about South Africa is there's still so much opportunity. So you got to take a step, but upskill yourself, put the blood, sweat, and tears in, and it'll pay off, and it'll be absolutely worth it. Take advantage of the tools that are available now. Join the Women in Print Foundation, join the federations, and look at what other people are doing all around the world. You can make huge inroads. I wish I could have my time over if I look at all the stuff that's available now. But I encourage anybody, get involved, get on board, and sign up with Women in Print. And it's amazing. I can see how it's helped shape and grow and develop a lot of women in the last couple of years. So there's huge opportunity. There's huge people that are there to help you along the way. So, just make it happen. Do it.
Just do it. You're a complete inspiration. And thank you so much for empowering ladies throughout your years. You have mentored, you have imparted knowledge, even when you didn't have to. You have provided the time and the effort. And today is an epitome of that, an example of that. We are closing it. Thank you so much, Jean, for coming through to Impulse Radio Africa. And we hope to see you at the Cape Town event on the 27th of August.
You definitely will. I think it's 27th. I need to check my diary, but you will see me there for sure. And thank you for the opportunity. Loved it. So thanks a lot.